Hey, CARBO Brotherhood. I'm Chris Nelson, president at CARBO, and we're really excited to introduce the Browning AB3 trigger spring kit for your Browning AB3 bolt action rifle. A fantastic upgrade, reducing your trigger pull by nearly 50% from a stock value of 4 and some change, just over 2 pounds after the trigger spring kit by CARBO is installed. A really simple installation, straightforward, nothing complicated, no real special tools needed. Let's go ahead, jump on over to the tabletop, and put this baby in. Parts and tools needed for this build: the Browning AB3 trigger spring kit by CARBO includes your custom sear spring and the 50 thousandths inch Allen key, which is necessary for the trigger guard adjustment, a pair of needle nose pliers, flathead screwdriver, a 1/16 inch punch, a 5/32 inch Allen key, and as always guys, make sure you're wearing eye pro. Before we get started, let's go ahead and check our firearms together. Go ahead and remove the magazine, check the chamber, check the bolt face, check the magazine well. This firearm's clear. Let's see what kind of factory trigger pull we're starting with. 4 pounds, 6.3 ounces. Let's take one more factory trigger pull to confirm. Four pounds, 7.1 ounces. So we get started by removing the bolt. Go ahead and open the bolt, press on the bolt stop. That'll release the bolt just like that. Go ahead and flip it over. Now we want to remove the 2 stock screws here. So take your 5/32 inch Allen key. We'll go ahead and we'll start on the rear one. This is the longer one, just remember that, and this is what will release the trigger guard for us. So go ahead and loosen that. Go ahead and remove the screw. You'll see the trigger guard will just pop right out too. But if it gives you a little trouble, just keep in mind there's that little tab that's locked into the stock right here. So you just have to pull up on the front and out, just like that. All right, set the trigger guard aside. Now we'll go ahead and remove the front stock screw. And that's holding the magazine well into the stock. There you go. It'll come right out just like that, and that's a short screw in the front, remember that. Now let's go ahead and separate the stock from the receiver. Go ahead and just pull the receiver up and out like so. Flip it around and orient it in this position here. All right, now we're getting into it. Let's do a quick little overview real fast. Here's your safety. You can see how it functions here. Just be careful not to really disrupt any of the other linkage. It's all just kind of hanging in free space at the moment, so I wouldn't advise playing too much with it. Now here's your sear. Okay, and then there's your sear spring down in there. You can see it flexing. All right, so that's what we're replacing. So let's go ahead and make sure you're wearing eye pro, not kidding around. This is a little tiny spring and it will go flying on you, so be aware of that. It might be good to be in a clutter-free space so you can actually find it if it does go flying. So you just take your needle nose pliers and you're just pushing down, right, on the side of that spring, okay? And that's gonna compress it. Okay. All right, and you see how it just pops right out? Right onto the actual plier right there. So that was nice and easy. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna grab our Browning AB3 trigger spring kit by CARBO. Go ahead and open that up. All right, let's go ahead and compare these side by side. So we got the CARBO spring there, and we've got the factory spring here. So let's go ahead and see. Well, first of all, you can see a major difference between the two, the wire thickness. Let's see the spring difference as well. You can see how that CARBO spring really flexes on the left, and that factory spring hardly moves on the right. There's quite a bit of difference in these springs. Let's go ahead and put this in. So put the factory spring aside. Let's go ahead and put the CARBO spring in. So you can see that little detent down there. That's where we're going to put the spring. I'm going to set it right on top of that detent. I'm going to push back a little bit on that sear. All right, so we got the spring on the detent. Now we're going to go ahead and take our flathead screwdriver and we're going to compress it. Just kind of hold that sear back. I've got my finger underneath just putting pressure up on that sear so it doesn't flop. All right, that easy. So it just kind of pops into place. Get it in there on that little detent and then underneath that little leg of the sear, as you see right there. So real simple, straightforward installation, nothing complex. All right. Now let's go ahead and make a pre-travel adjustment. The great thing about this trigger assembly here from the factory is that it's got a little set screw that'll allow you to make that nice pre-travel adjustment here. Really great idea that Browning included that. So we'll make that nice adjustment. You can see there's quite a bit of travel right now. So all we need to do is take that 50 thousandths inch Allen key, that's .050, and we're going to go ahead and make an adjustment. So go ahead, you take the Allen key, insert it into the set screw here. All right, go ahead and turn it clockwise. You're going to tighten it up. You kind of have to really make sure you got it seated in there. It's a tough one to get a grip on inside there. It's such a small little set screw. But you'll know, you'll feel it tightening up. And really, yeah, there you go. Really just tighten it to your desired amount of travel. Nice. All right, now let's go ahead and put it all back together. So go ahead and take your stock and press that down onto the receiver. Make sure it's good and flush. There we go. Now go ahead and insert the magazine well. Insert the smaller screw up front. Take your 5/32 inch Allen key, go ahead and just kind of snug it up a little bit. Don't need to tighten it down just yet. Now we'll take our trigger guard and trigger, and just double check that pre-travel adjustment. Look at that. You can see that spring back here hardly even moves now. Before it was moving quite a bit. So we got a nice good little adjustment out of it there. Don't forget that little lip, that's got to go in first, so we'll go ahead and insert the trigger guard. So kind of lip down first, and then snaps right in. Then take your long screw, insert that right here. Go ahead and just get it snug. All right, nice and snug. We'll tighten them down. All right, now we'll flip it over and insert the bolt. So go ahead and grab your bolt, insert that. You're gonna have to hit that bolt stop here, slide it all the way forward. Good to go. Now that we've reassembled our rifles, let's go ahead and do a quick function check. One thing I do want to point out is that if you do over tighten this pre-travel adjustment here, if you go too far with it, your safety will not move, okay? So that's when you know you need to back it off a little bit until the safety will actually function up and down, all right? So it'll be stuck in the fire position if you've tightened this up too much. So just something to be aware of. So let's go ahead and do our function check. All right, place weapon on safe, pull the trigger, nothing, excellent. Place on fire. Oh, beautiful. Let's go ahead and measure that trigger pull. All right, let's go ahead and see what our modified trigger pull is now. 2 pounds, 1.7 ounces. Now that's sweet. All right, let's take one more to confirm. All right, let's see what we got. 2 pounds, 4.1 ounces. That's outstanding. Well, there you have it, guys. A 50% trigger pull reduction in your Browning AB3 rifle. Not to mention, the pre-travel is pretty much gone. This is a fantastic upgrade, easy, affordable, simple to do. You can do this in a quick Saturday afternoon project. It just feels amazing. Dang, that is nice. Thanks, guys. As always, CARBO Brotherhood, thank you for your ideas and your support and for making this happen. We love the fact that you guys collaborate with us. Let us know if you have some other idea of any other Browning rifles, maybe the X-Bolt. That's something everybody wants. Anyways, guys, looking forward to your feedback. Thank you, and as always, happy shooting.